Hey, scrappy friends, it is Melinda here with you today on the Scrapping Clearly channel and my own channel, and I am sharing this page that I have created for Scrapping Clearly. Once again, I'm using the beautiful Citrus Bliss collection by Pink Paisley. I love all the bright colours in it, and you can see I'm just showing you that pattern paper is called Sour, and I've just grabbed my only two butterfly punches, and I'm just punching a bunch of butterflies. I'm using both the big one and the small one, and I don't make you watch this whole process, but there you go, that's almost the whole paper punched. And I'm using that photo on that background page, and I'm going to start assembling, well, not really assembling, placing these butterflies where I think I want them. First, I'm just flipping them all over so I can see what patterns I've got to play with and what colours. As you can see, the colours are all mostly light and airy, and I kind of wanted to keep it mostly that way. So you can see that I start by laying out a bunch of these butterflies. Did I just call them flowers? Anyway, I'm laying out these butterflies in a way that I like them, and I realise that I want to do some mixed media in the background. So you'll see I just push them all off to the side. I grab my white gesso and my spatula. I start smushing around with my spatula and then just going with my fingers. And funnily enough, my boy said to me, "Mum, what's that stuff all over your fingers?" Because I hadn't had a chance to clean it yet. So I'm just going to mush it around. I don't need to use my heat gun to dry it off because it's such a thin coat, but I just wanted to make some of that background a bit cloudy so that I could put some colour on top. Knew I wanted to go with yellows and oranges to match those butterflies, and I'm going to use my distress inks and my distress oxide inks once all this is dry. Just adding the rest of that gesso, clean that up. So I've got Wild Honey Distress Oxide, I've got Fossilized Amber Distress Oxide, and I have got Worn Lipstick Distress Oxide, and that little one is a regular distress ink, and it's Squeeze Lemonade. Oh look, I do give it a quick dry with my heat gun. And I end up using mostly the Wild Honey and the Squeezed Lemonade, but I do use the Worn Lipstick to create just the right shade of orange. Just disappeared to look for some packaging. I thought I edited this out. So I'm going to start with the yellow, and I'm just going to start where I know my photo's going so I can compare colours. And I do that with both of the yellows. Now, the packaging makes that Wild Honey look more orange than what it is, but that's okay, I'm going to make it work. Just drying that off so that I can get to work. What am I doing? And I'm also testing that worn lipstick, and decided that I didn't want to go with the worn lipstick by itself. I'm going to quickly use my heat tool to make sure that's all dry and then get to work. I'm going to start with the Squeeze Lemonade. I really love the bright yellow colour of this. It's beautiful, nice and bright and summery and airy. I love it. So I'm just mushing my ink pad onto my packaging, adding some water. Here I'm just adding some splatters. I'm not really sure why I did that there, but I did. And here I'm mixing the Wild Honey and the Worn Lipstick to make more of an orange shade. I don't really like the way that the oxide inks dry on gesso when you use the heat gun. So I do go in a couple of times after I've dried it and just squirt it with a bit of water just to get it to dry different. So I've got that orange colour, I'm just mushing that around. You can see here I dry it with the heat tool. Oh no, I come in with some more Squeeze Lemonade first. I really love this colour, it's so fun. You can see I'm just dabbing up the colour. I've just added a bit more water, and I'm going to move the colour around a bit more. Add a bit more water, move the colour around, and you can see then it's not quite as, here's orange and here's yellow. I just wanted a much more subtle watercolour effect. And so I ended up just mushing the ink pad straight onto that gesso background, adding some water and then mushing it around again. Some more colour. Didn't realise I kept going quite as long as I did. I'm going to do some splatters now that the background's all dry. I've just done the same with the squeeze lemonade again and my paintbrush. And then with my Road Base colour spray by Colour Blast. Because the colour's black and white, I just wanted to bring the black and white a little bit around the page. Adding a couple of tissue paper layers behind my photo. I'm just going to fuss with that a bit. I wasn't happy with how it was sitting, so I trim it down and make it work. So how are we all? I'm sorry that I have been MIA lately. It is nice to be back in my craft room creating, and hopefully my kids are back to school next week, and hopefully I will be able to keep the creative mojo flowing. So I'm going to place all these butterflies back where I want them, and I'm pretty sure I cut all of this out because you don't need to watch that. Oh no, I sped it right up. This is 8 times faster. So I'm just placing these in just an order that I'm happy with. There's not a lot of thought going into it. You will see me change a couple around. I do add an extra one, I think. And I get them all to this point and then go, no, I want them all closer. So I mush them all up a bit more. And a couple more of these little ones. I think I used all of the ones that I punched as well. And the process of sticking them down, I just applied a little bit of wet glue to the middle of each butterfly. And again, I've just super sped this up for you. I wanted to be able to flick all the wings up. My photo's not stuck down yet. I'll just put these butterflies down. I knew I wanted to do some machine stitching. Slowed it back down again now. Decide to swap those back. Pull my photo out. Make sure they're all stuck down. You can see here I've come back and I've done all my that's not hand stitching, all the machine stitching. You can see all that beautiful dimension. This piece is the title. It's from the Citrus Bliss Insta Kit, and it's one of the 4x4 overlays. I've just fussy cut that out. I thought it made a cute title without adding too much weight to the page. Using some craft foam behind my photo. And because of the mixed media, I'm going to use some wet glue as well. Pop that in there and it fits just right. Nice shot of my head. Now, this piece was diagonally across the 4x4, so that's why I've got it going diagonally. It's cut off. You can see on both the left and the right hand side it's been cut off midway through a letter or a little bit through a letter. So I really liked the way that looked, and I thought that I would just mimic that and put it in the same place. I thought about using these orange hearts, but the colour was just too bright, so I've used the text hearts, and I'm just going to sprinkle those randomly through where all those butterflies are. These are so cute. I love them. And these sequins by Studio Calico as well. They're the flat sequins. I've actually pulled out the orange coloured ones. I had a bit of a fight with the packaging. They kept jumping out. Obviously the static was quite high, but I have saved you having to watch me pick them up and put them down and get them back in and fighting with them. It was quite entertaining actually. So I'm just sticking those sequins randomly again through where all those butterflies are. Almost done. So you don't see me do any journaling on this page. It is part of my wedding album, so I don't really have a storytell with this. I do love this photo of my mum and I. So I just wanted to scrapbook it. It's not very often I scrap a photo without journaling or a date, but that's exactly what I've done. Giving you a quick close-up of that. Look at all that dimension. I love those butterflies. Going into some close-up photos now. As always, thank you ever so much for stopping by. I hope I have inspired you to maybe pull out some punches or create something a little bit different for you. This was a heap of fun. I really enjoyed making it. And I hope to be back again very soon with another process video. As always, thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome to my new subscribers, and thank you ever so much for all your lovely words and all your likes. Have a fantastic scrappy day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.